It helped me to prioritize curiosity in my life, and that has made all the difference. This book taught me that reality is not always as we perceive it through our five senses. It makes fun of the people who think that God does everything for a reason because it talks about all these crazy misfortunes that are happening in this world, but also points out the beauty of it, the creativity, the way that the author he portrays energy and portrays science and portrays societies and rulers and difficult decisions is so powerful. Welcome to day 5 out of my 30-day YouTube challenge. Today I'm going to talk about 4 books that I love and changed my life. So I'm going to start with Code by Charles Petzold. And Code is a book that teaches you about how code and computers work at the fundamental level. And it changed the way I think as a programmer and allowed me to more intuitively interact with code and build systems by understanding that bits, zeros and ones, combine to form characters, and they can combine to encode the information in pixels. And pixels side by side in an organized fashion form images and visuals, pictures. And these can be modified in different ways as happens in video games. And it talks about algorithms and how what these algorithms are at their core are the addition, the subtraction, the multiplication, the division of bits. And that's happening with very small components. The ancient Sumerians used to write things on clay tablets, and they stored information in that way. But now we're able to store information in these tiny, tiny, tiny computer chips. And that allows us to store vast amounts of information and create these wonderful high performance computing scenarios where we're training AI, using AI, inferencing AI, and then also storing our favorite books and creating experiences and metaverses and extraordinary experiences where people can go in and interact with dynamic information. And now we're even creating information that can modify itself and that can learn to create these wonderful experiences by itself. So read code, learn to code, understand code at its fundamental level, understand how it's comparison and its logic and it's going down different pathways depending on different conditions and creating different experiences depending on environment variables. Go read this book, Code. Okay, so now switch gears. Plato, The Republic. This book talks about what it means to be just and what it means to create a good, healthy society. And there are so many truths that you can discover in this book. One fundamental one of Plato's allegory of the cave is that, and this book I read in ancient Greek philosophy in a class taught by Nathan Rothschild at the University of Florida. Such a powerful class. It changed my life. It helped me to prioritize curiosity in my life, and that has made all the difference. This book taught me that reality is not always as we perceive it through our five senses. There's much more going on in the universe than of what we can perceive in our brains. And it teaches you to consider what is true. And once you have that statement in your mind, Plato goes on and reasons through other statements, and it can teach you to reason. It teaches you to think. So many wonderful concepts here. So many wonderful concepts about the theory of forms and what truth really is and what is beyond our perception. Go read the ancients. Go educate yourself. This is a great book to start. It's a smooth read. It's wonderful. Okay, now let's go for Candide. Candide is a book written by Voltaire, who was a philosopher and satirist in the Enlightenment period in the 1800s. And this book is about Candide, a young man who undergoes all kinds of misfortunes alongside his trusty friend Pangloss, the philosopher, and the princess Cunegonde. And it talks about it makes fun of the people who think that God does everything for a reason because it talks about all these crazy misfortunes that are happening in this world, but also points out the beauty of it. And they go to the land of El Dorado in the Americas, and they experience so many different things, and there's so many sparks of happiness and sparks of beauty and sparks of creative brilliance in this book, and it's a contradictory masterpiece. Go read it. I loved it. It was one of my first introductions into philosophy, and I highly recommend it. Okay, now I'll go into this one, The Way of Kings. I've read all kinds of fantasy. I read The Lord of the Rings. I read Game of Thrones. I read Harry Potter. This is the best one in a modern sense. Like it's combined all the great insights from the greats, and it's set in sort of a Middle Eastern world. It's a huge island. It's not Middle Eastern. It has Middle Eastern tones to it. It's a brilliant fantasy world, and it has ancient European tones to it. The world is so carefully weaved together with elements from our world, and it's so real. The characters go through very difficult and real struggles. Like this is for adults, and it's very powerful and it's very beautiful. And the creativity, the way that the author he portrays energy and portrays science and portrays societies and rulers and difficult decisions is so powerful. There's so many wonderful characters, and it's reading is part of my heart. I do it every night before I go to bed. And this this series has been with me the entire year. I started at the beginning of the year. This is book one, but there's 5 of these bricks. So it's super, super awesome. And yeah, I mean, those 4 books, some of my favorite books of all time. I love reading. Um, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and tell me your favorite book. Like, what do you like to read? I'm super curious, and let's connect. I'll leave my website down below in case you want to find out more about what I do. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful rest of your day. That's day 5. That's day 5 out of day 30 of the YouTube challenge. Stay tuned for more. Build your mind, build your heart, build your technology, and do amazing things in your life every day. Be grateful for everything you have around you and go out there and enjoy. See ya.